and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I hope you're having a good day, and we've got an exciting video because it is the end of August already and we've got our August reading wrap up. So hang in there and I'll see you soon. Okay, so I read a total of 11 books this month, which is pretty dang good. I love it when I read like at least 10. It makes me feel like I've read so many. So we're going to start with the first book I read this month, which is this one. And this one was one of the books that I had picked for my August TBR. So I stuck to that. First book of the month was a TBR pick. So this book is called The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels by India Holton. I rated this one a 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. It was sort of a strange book, and I don't know how to explain that unless you've read it and you know what I mean. It's sort of written in a really like dry, sarcastic way, and it's so fun to read. Like, you can just tell the dry humor that's coming out of the author, and you can tell that she sort of wrote it half as a joke, but it works. I don't really know how to explain it, but pretty much we're in this world where lead characters are pirates, and instead of having ships, they fly houses around. So they like steal people's houses and fly houses around and then land in places and steal things, and yeah, it's pretty crazy. And the way that they talk about like stealing things in their piratic life is really funny. But in saying that, it is an adult book. Like, there are some adult scenes. And oh, I didn't even mention what genre it is. It's romance, but it's fantasy. But it's like cozy fantasy. Like, but the stakes are also high. I don't know how to explain this book. It's high stakes, but written in like a funny, non-intense way, if that makes sense. This one follows Cecilia and Ned throughout their sort of journey, love story. Cecilia is a pirate and Ned has been hired to assassinate her. So that's where they meet. That's like their story beginning. And it's pretty crazy how it turns out. There's a lot of plot twists and the storyline is crazy in this one. So I highly recommend this book. It's really fun. That leads us to the next book that I read this month, which is this one, which is the next book in the same series. This one is called The League of Gentlewomen Witches, and as you can tell by the title, the main characters in this one are witches, not pirates like the first one. Right, Charlotte and Alex O'Reilly, which Alex is the best friend of the guy in this first book. So he's a pirate and the main girl, Charlotte, is a witch. So that's fun. And pirates hate witches and vice versa. So the dynamics is very fun, and I highly recommend this one as well. In saying that, I only gave this one a 3.75 just because the storyline wasn't really captivating me as much as the other ones in the series. This one follows those two main characters, as I said, through their love story, but the other plot of the book is that there's this amulet that they're trying to get, and so the witches are trying to get the amulet, and then the pirates are trying to get them off them because this is like the key to having the most power in the world. So they're all trying to get it, and then they're chasing after each other. And in the meantime, they're like flying houses around, they're going to these parties, they're falling in love. It's crazy. But that is also what I love about this series, is that the plot is so thick and heavy, and it gives like, there's a juicy plot in all of them, like assassination plot, thievery, scheming plot, and then the last one of the series. And the plot of this one is that someone is trying to assassinate the queen, and they're trying to figure out who it is and save the queen. Which brings us on to the last book of the series, which I also read this month. I gave this one a 4.5 out of 5. I loved this one. It was so good. This one follows a secret society of women who are not just women, sorry, but it's mostly women. Secret society who sort of work underneath the queen, like the CIA, but they're disguised as housemaids and stuff. So they get all the juicy tidbits from the rich people and understand all the schemes, and then like undercover, and it's really fun. This one, they're undercover trying to work out who is going to assassinate the queen. This one is like a fake marriage trope where the two main characters are fake married in this castle while they're undercover. trying to work out which other people in this castle are trying other ones to assassinate the queen. So it's really fun and I love that one. Overall, I highly recommend this series. I sort of got them just based on the cover because they're beautiful covers, but they do not disappoint. They're so fun, and if you're just looking for like a super light-hearted but also like lots going on sort of a story, these are perfect for you and highly recommend. I can't say that enough, I don't think. Oh yeah, I was also going to say that they have a really funny like theme of feminism. Like all the main characters are females and the focus is on the females in the story. And even though there's like a romance plot and everything, and it's not a timepiece story, but it's set back in like late 1900s. And even though it's set back then when men would have been like the patriarch, it's all matriarch running. And it's really funny how like they talk about men and run all these societies, and it's like women are running the world. I don't know how to explain it, but highly recommend, and you should read these. Perfect. Okay, after those series, I read a bit of a filler book, which was Mr. Wrong Number by Lynn Painter. This is the first book that I've read of hers, and it is one of her adult romance books. And I really liked it. I rated it a 3.75 out of 5, I think. It just felt like a good, cute book, but there wasn't really anything standing out to me, so I just gave it that much. It was a really quick read and it was fun. The premise of the story is that this book follows Olivia, who is living with her brother for the time being, and while he's with her brother, he has a roommate called who they've known each other for ages, but they've never really had a romantic spark or relationship before. And in the meantime, she's getting these random messages from this guy who's Mr. Wrong Number, and so she's sort of having this flirtatious relationship with this guy. In the meantime, she's starting to like Colin, and it's like, what's going on? And it's really fun, it's really cute, and I really recommend that one. That was my next read. After that, I went on to the Good Girls Guide to Murder series. I won't go too in depth about these because I made a whole dedicated video to this series, so I'll just give my quick reviews and ratings. So firstly, the prequel Killjoy is about a group of friends who play this murder mystery game at a house, and you get to know the characters before you go into the actual series of the books. I gave this one 3.5. First book in the series, Good Girls Guide to Murder, I gave this one a 4 out of 5. This is one where you follow Pip as she delves into the disappearance of Andy Bell and Sal Singh, who has been killed in her town 3 years ago, and you try to figure out who was responsible, why is she missing, where is she, who killed Sal, what happened. 4 out of 5. The second book is at my mum's house, but I gave that one a 4.5 out of 5. Love that one. That one still follows Pip and the same group of friends, but one of Pip's friends has gone missing and she's trying to work out where he is. Police won't investigate because they think he's got a habit of disappearing, so Pip is in charge of trying to work out where he is, what's happened to him, and it gets wild. Then the last book of the series, I rated this one 4 out of 5. This one follows Pip as she has a stalker slash someone who is sending her threatening messages online and in person. So she's trying to figure out who this person is, if it's serious, and what's going on, and she's thick, so you know the plot twists are heavy, crazy. Highly recommend. That series is so good. Just saying. After that, I read this book, From the Cove with Love. I gave this a 5 out of 5. Oh, I'm obsessed with this book. This is an ice skating romance by Mariana Zapata, and I am like the queen. Well, she's the queen, but I'm the queen of reading. Okay, I'm sorry if the frame shifted. I just had to pause for a second and come back and reset it up, so we'll see how we go. But as I was saying, this Mariana Zapata is the queen of writing slow burn romance, and I am the queen of reading slow burn romance. I'm obsessed with it. It is so good. This is an ice skating, figure skating romance between Ivan and Jasmine as they team up to become partners in figure skating. So it is a really fun story, and it has got so many aspects of like relationships, families. I love her relationship with her mum and her sisters and brothers. It's so cute. And it is so slow burn. Like there was not a moment in here where I was like, whoa, all of a sudden they're together, and it's like, what happened? How did we get here? It's so good, and every single thing that they do, you can tell how it builds their relationship from like low-key disliking each other to loving each other. And it's like, whoa, I love this. And the character development as well is just so sweet with the main girl character. And the characters feel so well developed too. Like it feels like real people. Even the side characters, it's like they feel like real people. So highly recommend, give it a go. Next, we read Without Further Ado by Jessica Detman. This book is about this lady. She publishes romance books, but she works with this whole rich sort of family, and like the dad owns the company and then all the brothers work there. So it's sort of like family run business, but she works there. I don't know how to describe that, but she's had this previous flirtatious relationship with one of the brothers, but he's married now. And so she's like, okay, what now? I'm just going to be a matron forever. And then she sort of starts this like eye thing with another brother, and then she decides she doesn't want him, even though he comes to her and wants her. I'm not describing this very well, but it's just about this girl who publishes romance books, and it sort of takes you through her life as things happen to her. There's like weddings, there's relationship, there's breakups, there's plot twists, there's some crazy family drama, and it's a good book. But I rated it this a 2.5 stars because I low-key didn't finish the rest of the story. Skimmed / DNF'd it towards the end. Like I didn't fully read the ending, but I know what happens at the end because I don't even know how to explain it, but I just wasn't fully immersed with the story. And maybe that's because I just read this one, which I rated 5 out of 5, and I'd had a great reading month before that this one just wasn't standing out to me. But with that being said, I was enjoying it. I just sort of felt like I felt a little bit like I was wasting my time reading this when I could be reading other books. It's a bit harsh, but it's how I felt. But yeah, I enjoyed it. 2.5 stars. If you think it's your kind of thing, give it a go. But otherwise, I'd sort of give it a skip. I do like the cover. It's very cute. So that's a plus. Alright, and the last book I read this month, My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Otessa Mossfegh. I finished this book yesterday, and I feel like that's not enough time to actually give it a proper rating. Like I don't know what I'm going to rate this yet. I came up with 4.75, but I'm not even sure if that's accurate. Anyway, I really liked it. This follows our main character, who is a conventionally pretty, skinny, attractive young girl who is rich in Upper East Side, New York, Manhattan. And she is trying to get over the grief and loss and mixed feelings she has about her parents' deaths. And in doing so, she goes into a bit of a depression and doesn't know how to deal with her emotions, doesn't know what the purpose of life is, and all she wants to do is sleep. So she contacts this therapist, who I'm not even sure how this person is licensed, but contacts this therapist who pretty much just continues to prescribe her lots and lots of medication. So with this medication, she takes it and goes into a sleep for like multiple days at a time and sort of just blacks out and doesn't know what's happening in life. And she's made this pact to herself that if the year comes around and she hasn't got a reason for living, then she's going to end it. So it's got some quite dark themes in it, but it's written in a very bland sort of a way. I don't know if that's accurate in describing what it's like reading it, but it feels as though you are the character, like the main character. Like when you're reading it, it's sort of like a head trip. Like it feels like you're really slow and mopey and sleepy and depressed. I don't know, I'm not sure how to explain this book, but I really enjoyed it and I think you should give it a go. I especially loved it towards like the end. If you don't want spoilers at all, skip this bit, but the last sentence just really, oh, I love it. There she is, a human being diving into the unknown. She is wide awake. Oh, it's just crazy. Like, okay, this book has left me sort of speechless. And I don't even know why it's left me speechless. Like, I can't even explain why that is. But I really like it. It's not what I expected at all. It's way better than I expected. I thought I would be really bored and there wouldn't be much going on. And there's not, but there is at the same time. Anyway, I need to stop there. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep raving on. Like, there's so much I could say about her friendship with her friend who keeps visiting her, even though she's sort of a bad friend. But then you get an insight into friendships and like the selfishness of relationships. And anyways, that was the last book I read this month, and I don't have an official rating on it yet, but I'm going to stick with like high 4s. We know that for sure. With that being said, that is all the books I've read this month. The 11 books I have read. Turn them over for the grand reveal. There we are. So they are all the books that I have read this month. I hope you've enjoyed this video and join me in my next one. Catch you later.